Hello, everybody. Welcome to the success story series that is currently going on for NABARD Grade A 2023 cycle. My friends, the journey to become an officer from an aspirant, it is not easy. It requires a lot of willpower. It requires the constant faith in yourself that you are going to make it despite all the failures that you have faced. And also, it is all about the consistency. And when you follow these three things, you will definitely get the result no matter how much time does it take. And we have one such example in front of us, Ms. Harshala, who has recently cleared NABARD Grade A exam and now soon to become an officer there. We are going to understand all about her journey, about the sources she referred to, what were the challenges did she face which you can avoid, and all about it from herself only. But before that, let's just welcome her. Harshala, welcome on EduTap, and congratulations on your big achievement.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for inviting me.
Right. Okay. Starting off, let's first understand that, how this journey of NABARD Grade 8 started and how you started preparing for it. And then afterwards, we will understand specifically for NABARD how did you prepare.
Okay. So basically, this was my overall third attempt of NABARD and second interview. I started in mid 2018, June, for UPSC basically. So initially, I had dreamed of becoming a UPSC, like clearing UPSC. So I started off in mid-June, and then till COVID, I continued with the preparation. And then COVID came, and due to some issues, I had to switch to state civil services examinations. So I started preparing for state civil services in 2020, and it was my first attempt in 2020 of civil services. So first attempt, I was unsuccessful. I could not clear prelim as well. So in 2021, I thought of giving NABARD as well as state civil services examinations. So 2021 was my first attempt at NABARD, and I missed phase one by I think 2.25 marks. Then it was on 17th September of 2021. The phase one was conducted at this date. So, but my preparation journey started from then itself, because the notes which I prepared during 2021 are with me even now, and I prepared this time also with the same notes, some additions here and there. And if I couldn't have cleared this time, I would have referred to the same notes next time as well. So those notes were that special. So 2021 was my first attempt. Then 2022 was my second attempt. I went till the interview. So I could not clear interview by some marks, and this was my third attempt overall. And now I have cleared interview as well. So with this, simultaneously, I was giving state civil services examinations as well. So overall, four attempts. First attempt of 2020, which I could not clear prelims as well. So 2021 was my second attempt, and with NABARD phase one, I was also giving like preparing for state civil services mains examination. So I had cleared prelims first time in 2021. So I could not clear mains. Then for second attempt also, like with the NABARD's second attempt, my second state services mains was there. So I remember in Jan, I guess, yes. So October, our prelim happened, like phase one happened, and November 29, phase two was there. So November 29, I prepared for phase two, and from December, I started preparing for state civil services mains examination, and that's when I came to know that I had cleared phase two as well of NABARD. And 4th of Jan was my interview, my first interview and second attempt overall. So I went for the interview on 4th of Jan. And then on 21, 22, 23, I had state services mains then. So I attempted those. I did not clear interview. I did not clear state mains. So this year, like 2023, it was my state services fourth attempt, which I could not clear prelim by half mark. And okay, I continued doing NABARD, and I cleared NABARD this time.
Right. All right. First, I want to ask, like you were saying that till since 2018, you started preparing for competitive examination, and this is 2024. In fact, the result came in 2024.
Right.
So it's a very long journey, and definitely you have that in you. That is how you were able to clear pre-mains, and you were reaching to certain stages, but every time, you could not just clear. So there must be some thoughts in your mind. At those moments, there's some moments when you feel demotivated. You might question, why am I preparing? Why can't let me just join any private job and just get out of this cycle. But you kept on continuing, and definitely you've gotten the result. But how you motivated yourself during those times?
Okay, basically, when I started, I was under the thought that okay, I am a good student, like good at academics and all. So I was like, in 2 3 years, I'll get something like some
Yeah.
post I'll clear. So I started with that thought. But in the journey, I came to know that this is not that easy, like
Mm.
what we think. So some decisions I had to make, like switching from UPSC to Maharashtra
Mm.
PCS, and then simultaneously giving other examinations like
Yeah.
NABARD and other few examinations also I like
Attempted.
gave,
Mm.
like state forest services and all, the class 1 posts. So my brother was the biggest support for me in this journey. So I remember that when I was giving all these examinations, after every examination, like after every result, I would go to my brother and I would ask, okay, it's time that I should take up a private job
Yeah.
and I should continue supporting the family. So he would always tell me that you should focus on your study. He would never, like, he never said that you have to focus this exam
Yeah.
or focus this exam. His sentence always was, you should focus on your study, focus on study, don't
Yeah.
think anything else. So he was the biggest support. One. Second, my friend circle. They are amazing, amazing guys I have in my life. So I used to call them when I'm upset, when I'm not clearing the examinations, I'm under stress or something, and I just want to give up and start supporting my family by earning, because
Yeah.
at this age, like I am approaching 30 now, I am 29, and at this age, if you see at your friends around, so they are at good positions, they are earning well,
Mm.
some have gone out of India and they are at good positions. And if I had continued in private job, I would have been one of them. So I
Mm.
had that thing in me that I would have gone there and I would have also been at their place. But because of something that I chose this line and
Yeah.
now I am not able to succeed. So they would always support me and they would always tell me that Harshila, you are the one that has chosen another path and you should
Mm.
continue doing this for some marks, or you're failing by some marks, you are not able to get your results, that shouldn't demotivate you. You should go to your 2018 thought that why you came to this path, why you wanted to walk
True.
towards this path. So you should think about it and you should continue preparing. So they were the one of the biggest motivation behind me. So even I remember right now as well, when I had phase 2, so I gave phase 2 and then I was like unclear of what will happen next, because see, in this journey you will have no guarantee of clearing any
Yeah.
examination. you
True.
you will be sure about it only once you get the result, because you don't know, there are numerous candidates with you, you don't know who is better than you, who is not. So you don't know where you stand. So you have to have that faith in yourself that okay, uh, be it anything, I will continue doing this or I will continue doing that. If it is not happening from your side, then you should be ready to take a step back, look at the scenario with bird's eye view. What are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, what I'm able to do, what I'm able not able to do, all these things you have to see. And then you again have to take a step and move forward, move
True.
chunk by chunk, do simple things, make a timetable, give it some time, prepare this thing, prepare that thing, chill out for some time. Okay, it is not easy to do this, even if I'm saying this very casually, but you have to do that. If you
Yeah.
24/7, if you continue to do this and if you continue to think about it, then I think there will be something that will hold you back from doing it,
Mm.
because then you will start doubting yourself that there is
True.
some problem in me, there is some mechanical
True.
mismatch in me, that it is not happening from my side. So you should give yourself some time, you should
Mm.
take a step back, take a breath, and you should see your progress, that where you stand, and then you refresh yourself and then you start. That's what I feel.
True. Very true. You need not to torture yourself that
Yes,
until unless you
exactly.
reach the goal, you
Exactly.
have to, from morning till evening, you're just studying. Give yourself break, respect
Yes.
yourself,
Hmm.
and if you have that faith in yourself, definitely you're going to make it. If
Exactly.
not this time,
Yes.
next time, definitely.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So now if we talk specifically for NABARD, you said, so in NABARD, there are some theoretical portion that we have that is asked in examination, and some is like current affairs. So
Okay.
like you said initially that there were some notes that you have prepared that helped you this time also, and maybe you would have referred to next year also if it was needed. So
Mm-hmm.
if we have to dissect the syllabus, which
Mm.
part of the syllabus can you say that any aspirant, even if the notification is not near, they can start off with their preparation? Because anyway when the notification will come or whenever will be the exam held, this is
Mm.
the static portion that is not going to change. So could you please just highlight the things that the notes that you had?
Sorry, I'm so sorry. So there are three parts like ESI, ARD, current affair that you have to
Yeah.
focus. Apart from phase one, the sectional cutoff you have to clear. That I think you have to be ready with those like your reasoning, your aptitude,
Hmm.
and your current
Computer
affairs. For all the
knowledge.
other examinations, you have
Hmm.
to do that. So
Yeah.
we'll keep that aside
Hmm.
and we'll focus on ESI and ARD. So for ESI, what I understand more from my preparation, from my experience of 3 years is, so for ESI, I feel what I feel is you should be focusing more on your current affairs. So for current affairs, you have to refer to all the reports. So be it budget, be it survey, be it your handloom, handloom
Senses.
survey, then your
Hmm.
I think agricultural census. Then there
Hmm.
is animal sense,
Livestock
livestock
senses.
census. We say it.
Hmm.
So it's once in 5 years. So once you are prepared with it, so for 2 3 attempts, you don't have to worry at all. You have to revise and revise and revise the same, and they are very important things. So these many surveys
Hmm.
you have to focus on. Then comes your budget. So in budget, whatever schemes they announce, which are related to ESI, that is economic and social issues. So
Hmm.
those schemes you have to focus on, the announcement they have made, and also the budget they have allocated to each scheme. You have to
Yeah.
focus on that. If they have made some new initiatives, so you have to focus on that. And from surveys as well. So from surveys, what you will see that what price was allocated last year, and if we are able to, we if we have been able to achieve those things, so those questions you will get in ESI for current affairs. Apart
Hmm.
from this, some basic concepts like GDP, so economics. So basically, what you like what you refer to your in your UPSC preparation or banking examinations. So all these examinations will require some or the other basic knowledge of economics. So that
Hmm.
basic knowledge is enough, I would say, and you don't have to dig deep into it. You just have to understand the basic concepts, and then you are good to go. So
Hmm.
focus on current affairs more. So and in schemes, so there are two types of schemes. One is flagship scheme, and then others are some derived schemes or some schemes which are currently in news.
Hmm.
They will be in focus all the time this year, or last year they were in focus, or they have mentioned that scheme in PIB or something. So you have to refer to those schemes. For that to understand, you will have to be in touch with PIB thoroughly. So for schemes, what I had done is I had made a document of scheme in 2021 only. So I had a
Okay.
document of flagship scheme. So all
Hmm.
flagship schemes like MG Narega is there, then PM
Hmm.
Gram Sadak Yojana is there, or all the other schemes which are there for 5 years, for 10 years. All those are your flagship schemes. So you
Hmm.
have to make a notes. Like I had made a notes of it, and what I did, like 2021 attempt was over, then when 2022 attempt came, so what I did was whatever schemes they have revised, like they will announce budget for the scheme in
Hmm.
every year. So I'll revise that amount, that I'll write the amount there. Okay, for
Yeah.
2022 this is the budget. Or
New
they
amount.
have made some application for the scheme, that this is the digital application, and through this we will do this for this scheme. So I'll
Yeah.
take a sticky note and I'll write it down and paste it there. Okay, for this scheme they have announced this many things in this budget. So that
Right.
is how I revise schemes. And other than flagship schemes, so whatever schemes there are in your budget, they are in
Hmm.
news. So they announce new schemes, those you have to do. Then they will revise some schemes, that okay, these schemes we are extending, or this scheme we are merging the schemes, or
Yeah.
some schemes they have did something about it. So they will always be in the news, and you will get to know from PIB. You don't have to search anywhere else, you will cover it from PIB itself. So
Okay.
scheme for schemes I did this.
Hmm.
For PIB, what I used to do is I never referred to PIB website. I used to be on YouTube videos. So whatever YouTube videos came for PIB, I used to do weekly videos. Whenever I got a time, I did 7 days videos at a time. Then what I did that. I used to take screenshots of those videos and I used to store it in my phone. Okay, so these are the screenshots. And what I did on seventh day, like from starting from Monday, on Sunday, I would dedicate half day for revising those skills, and I would
Okay.
not skills, PIB news, and I
PIB.
would highlight the important points. Okay, these are the important points. These are the important points, and I
Hmm.
would repeat those in next week. So what happened was that I was able to revise those multiple times.
Hmm.
So you don't have to by heart anything, or you don't have to mug up anything. Once you are done with 2 3 revisions, then in examination you are able to recall it.
Yeah.
That's why I have observed that you are able to recall, be it a figure, be it numbers, be it anything, you will able to recall. So what you have to focus on, you have to focus on revisions,
Hmm.
revising things multiple times. And if not many sources, you should stick to 2 or 3 resources only, not more than that. Stick to those, revise those. If anything comes from those sources, then you should be able to like you should not leave that question. Okay,
Yeah.
anything comes out of that syllabus or out of that resource, then it is okay, it is okay to leave that. It is
Hmm.
not a good thing that to if you are getting 2 3 questions out of syllabus, then it is not good to run behind other resources to get those 2 3
Yeah.
questions solved. Rather you stick to your like have faith in your resources, stick to
Hmm.
it, revise it multiple times, and go to the exam. You are good to go. It is fine.
Right.
And
True, because there's no need to get full on full marks. Anyway, phase
exactly,
one is not counted
exactly.
in the final merit list.
Exactly. So you have to clear
Right.
your cutoff. So what I did for like quantitative aptitude and reasoning, what I did was I used to solve questions. So my basic maths and basic reasoning is okay.
Hmm.
I think it is above a little above average. So I did not had to go and do entire session for it, or entirely. I did not had to dedicate entire different time for it. So
Yeah.
what I did was I practiced this with mock only. So whenever I used to solve mock for phase one, I practiced my sums and reasoning, and aptitude and reasoning there, then and there only. So I was sorted for aptitude and reasoning. So
Hmm.
decision making. So 2021 was the first year when they introduced decision making.
Decision
So it
making.
was new then. So no one had idea that what questions, what level they are expecting us to do. So
Hmm.
we were very random in it. I remember I used to search a lot of videos, a lot of material online, and I just used to go randomly through it because there were no questions available that what they are expecting for NABARD.
Yeah.
What decision making, and I am from engineering, being from engineering background, I had no idea what decision making is.
Yeah.
So I went randomly, and I remember that first decision making was very tough for me basically. And like surrounding also, I asked someone, okay, you did this, did you were you able to attempt this and that? So they were like, okay, no, we did not we did not
Hmm.
get this right. So I was able to clear the sectional cutoff because the sectional cutoff was very very less that year. But yes, it was very new for us. But second year, what happened, that people knew, okay, so this is the range. Within this range they are asking, so we have to refer to this resource and we will be able to cover the basic things of decision
Hmm.
making. So because
Hmm.
they were expecting basic things only. So in second year I was able to manage the decision making from YouTube or whatever resources I had. I was able to do decision making. In third year also, I referred to the same notes which I had made for decision making
Earlier.
last year.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Hmm.
I did not repeat the same thing. That okay, for this thing, for this topic, basically there is something strategic thinking or something. There are these topics. So for this topic, if I had notes, okay, I'll go to that notes. I'll go back and I'll do some additions. I'll revise from that. So
Yeah.
what happens is now your there is whatever you have you read, it is there in your mind, in subconscious
True.
mind, and when you read
Hmm.
it repeatedly, your mind will tell you, okay, I have been through this, okay,
Hmm.
I have got this, okay, I'll understand. I mean to say that okay, your mind will
Sometimes
tell you,
it's in
okay,
your
you
back
had
in your
read it
mind.
once and now you
Yeah.
are able to understand it
Yeah.
more clearly. That is the thing. So I followed the same. Then what
Computer knowledge.
computer knowledge. There was computer knowledge. So computer
Hmm.
knowledge, randomly I would stick to, there are so many videos, so many
Hmm.
YouTubers take videos on computer knowledge. So this question will come, that question will come. So
Hmm.
basically computer knowledge requires your basic computer knowledge, whatever, and there are also technical things, but you will be able to cover them through YouTube and or through online resources. So that is not a problem. So what remains is English. So my English was
Hmm.
average. So what we do is, in UPSC, in state PCS, when you read so many things in English, like,
Hmm.
that is how you improve your language.
Yeah.
For me, I improved my English language through that only. So
Hmm.
I was able to do English. Okay, I did take mocks, but I was able to correct. So what happens in English is, the question will be very big. So
Yeah.
it will need a lot of time to go through that. So you need to have the practice of the same. So make
Hmm.
sure that you practice it a lot. The reading and everything, the
Hmm.
words are little heavy to understand. They are a little heavy. The sentences are little heavy to make the meaning out of it. Any, like, so you have to practice that, and with practice only you will get it. And what remains is current affairs. So I did not go went for any specific resources for current affairs. I stick to my PIB. I stick to schemes and all. So I feel that whatever, like 20 questions you get for current affairs, so some of them will be solved from your this PIBs, your reports,
Hmm.
uh, from them only. So I did not refer to any another resource for current affairs. So I'm not saying that you don't have to refer to any resources, because I had no time. Like, I had little time.
Yeah.
I was not able to manage to read any magazines or all. So I stick to the PIB sessions only. I did not went for any other resources for current affairs. So that is all for phase one. Now,
One most dreaded subject is left, which is agriculture and rural development.
yes, yes,
So
I was coming
for
to
that,
that.
like theoretical, like how did you do, and
Yes,
theory portion as well as current affair.
yes, yes. So for ARD, okay. So I'll come to the book later. So for our state PCS, so we have GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4. For GS1, we have agricultural science, and for GS4, we have agricultural economics. Specific
Okay.
subjects are there in our syllabus. So we,
Hmm.
anyhow, we have to read that and we have to understand that. So some of the knowledge I had from there itself. I
Hmm.
used to read the books. So two mains, so I had little knowledge about it already. So I would say that 30-40% of the syllabus was that. Okay, so the way of asking questions may be
Hmm.
different, but the basic
Syllabus is.
remains
Hmm.
same. Okay,
Hmm.
so then in 2021 I had no clue what ARD is.
Yeah.
So I had picked a random book from Amazon. That is, I think, Agriculture at Glance, by there are multiple authors,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
I think publication is Astral, I guess. If I'm not wrong, I'll confirm you that Astral. So what that book had, okay, so all the topics were not in deep in that book, but
Hmm.
for every topic you will get something there.
Yeah.
So for my 2021 attempt, that was enough for me. So I
Hmm.
referred to that book. But what I found was, like, animal husbandry, or plant science and everything, all those things, like agricultural operations and fisheries and all. So those topics are there, and they're in deep. Okay, so for theory portions you have to refer to these topics in deep. So they'll
Hmm.
ask you what is hatching period of hen, and
Hmm.
what is the lactation period of elephant or
Hmm.
buffalo. So all these things are there in tabular manner, so they help me a lot. So
Hmm.
I stick to that book. Then my PCS, whatever notes I had, to that. So for ARD, I stick to this, and plus questions. I solved a lot of questions for ARD. So that's how I covered ARD part, the
Hmm.
static part you were asking me.
Yeah.
So that was for ARD.
Right. All right. Okay. So this was a comprehensive preparation for phase one. One thing I really want to ask, like, I understand it was a third attempt, so you had prior learning for the
Hmm,
examination.
hmm.
But like, how many months before the exam did you use to start your preparation, or throughout the year you were in touch with the NABARD subject so that whenever exam comes, you can just revise with everything?
Okay, not really. Actually, I had my state
Yeah.
services, and they went like for your year, like
Hmm.
first, right from your prelim. then they take 3 to 4 months to announce the result of prelim. Then you have
Yeah.
to prepare for mains. Then 2 3 months later they take mains. So my one entire year used to go like that. So for 2021, when it was my second attempt
Hmm.
at state civil services, and it was my first attempt at NABARD.
Okay.
So then I had before 3 months of the actual exam of NABARD, like NABARD happened in 17th of September, and I
Hmm.
guess in June, around June, I started. Okay, I remember it by dates. Okay, so around June I started because my state civil services exam happened in, I guess, May. So I took
Okay.
a break of some days and
Break.
then I started for
Hmm.
NABARD preparation. So for first year,
Hmm.
I prepared for 3 months. I had prepared PIB of 4 months. I had prepared all the flagship schemes, and I had prepared budget survey. So that anyhow you have to prepare for state services as well, so it was
Yeah.
covered in there.
Hmm.
Then
Hmm.
I had made notes of livestock census and agriculture census, and they are the same because it did
Hmm.
not change. Then we had forest survey, so their notes were there to a 2019 survey, I guess it was.
Yeah.
And then we had revision this time, so 2021 or I think 2022 survey was there, so this time only I had to revise it.
Hmm.
Until last year I was referring to the same survey. Then you have handloom census is there,
Hmm.
so PLFS report is there, so all those things I covered. And then that book I picked, that
Yeah.
online book randomly, I read it. Then for phase 1 I looked for some mocks, free mocks.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
attempted those. I went to phase 1 and I failed by 2.25 marks. So major part, what I wanted to say is the major portion I had prepared then in those 3 months.
Yeah.
So I had the static. So budget survey are not statics, but you have a set with you. Okay, so I have to revise it next year. So I had
Hmm.
it with me. Then for second year, what happened? So my state civil services exam I had cleared, and I had mains in January. So
Hmm.
before that, I appeared for NABARD phase 1 in I guess October. So November 29 was NABARD phase 2. Before that, I had my state civil services result in hand, that okay, you have cleared prelims and you are there for mains. But on I think 4th of November, around 4th of November, no, if not 4th, first week of November, I got the result. Okay, you have cleared phase 1 of NABARD and you are there for phase 2. So I had
Hmm.
roughly 20 to 25 days to prepare for phase 2. I prepared for phase 2. Then all these things came that they were new. They were new for me. So you have to type the answers and you have to
Yeah.
do all that thing. So I covered it in 20 to 21 days, I guess. And then in December, finally, I was free to prepare for state civil services mains. So
Hmm.
I had confusion because in December only I got the phase 2 result, and I had cleared phase 2 and my interview was there in January. So 4th of Jan was my first NABARD interview, and 21, 22, 23 I had my state mains. So I
Hmm.
had talked to one of mentor, and I asked, okay, so these are the exams, the both are important to me, and what should I do? So he guided me well, that you should bifurcate your day in this
Hmm.
time and you should prepare for both. Okay, I went for the interview for the first time on 4th January, and then I started preparing for state civil services. So 21, 22, 23, I guess state civil services. 20 on 24th my father passed away. So that was a big shock to me.
Hmm.
And then after that, I think first 7th of Feb, we got the result. My name
Hmm.
was not there in result, roll number, so sorry.
Hmm.
So that shock, the shock of passing of my father, that was the bigger shock for me.
Yeah.
So I was not there in the list, but that did not make any difference to me because I was not able to think beyond that. So I was okay from after that 10-15 days, I think I took a break, and then I again started preparing for state civil services examinations. The prelim was to happen in, I guess, June or May or June something. So I went for prelim and I failed prelim by half marks. So this time I was not there for state mains examination.
Hmm.
So I had only one option in hand, that okay, now you have to focus on NABARD.
Hmm.
So I focused on NABARD this time. So I gave no, I started, I guess, a month before I started, because some of my reasons I started a
Hmm.
month before a phase 1. But I made sure that I cover PIB of 5 months this time.
Hmm.
So PIB of 5 months, not much more. I did not prepare PIB for 1 year. Okay. So to be very frank, I did not prepare for 1 year. I did not have that much time. So for 5 months, I covered PIB, and then schemes I had, budget survey I went through. I did additions, whatever it is. So all those things I went for phase one. I did not take any mock this time. I just made sure that I read English, because English it is for 30 marks. Okay, so cutoff of English is also very high.
Yeah.
So I practiced English. I went for phase one. I cleared phase one, and then phase two. The result was out on 4th of I guess
November. 4th
November,
November.
and 19th November was your May phase
Yeah.
two. Like my phase two was on 19th of November. So in 15 days I practiced. So 15 days only I practiced for phase two, not more than that. But I made sure that, okay, I'm covering everything. So
Okay.
previously, like last year, I wrote answer for on alternate days. So this day, if I'm writing for ES and ARD, then next morning at 8 o'clock, I'll sit and I'll write for English. So that's how I bifurcated. But then I had 22 days. This time I had only 15 days. So what I did, so I used to bifurcate day. So initially for 3 4 days, I only read. I did not make any, I did not type any answer. Then I started. For some day, I used to write one answer, one test for a day. But like 5 days passed, and I had only 10 days in hand. Then I thought, okay, it is time to gear up. It's now or never.
Yeah.
So I remember I used to wake up in the morning at 7, or like wake up, no, I used to wake up way before that. I used to start 7 7:30. I had to have I have to write one test now. So I used to dedicate 1.5 hour then for the test, and then I used to analyze the test. Then I used to revise for the day, and at 9 at the night I used to write second test.
Okay.
And from 9 to 10:30, 1.5 hour I used to spend there. 10:30 I used to leave library. We used to go home. I used to sleep. Then again in the morning I used to revise the first test, what things went wrong, what I did not write, why I did not write. Okay, how could I not think like this and that. So I used to check my answers, and then I used to attempt second day. For last 10 days I followed this rigorously. So it was very much headache. My fingers used to pain by typing, because you should practice not on your laptop keys or your the latest keyboards. You should practice on your old keyboards. So the this much length of key
Yeah.
is there in the, because you don't know in actual exam which keyboards you are getting, whether you are getting those smooth one. So you have to do practice with that only. So I did practice with that, and that's how I went. Okay, so this time I would like to mention that last time when we were for the NABARD interview, so I had befriended a girl from Rajasthan. So she was there for phase two. So we did not clear the interview. Like we were there for interview, but we did not clear. But we were in touch. So this time, what we did, we prepared phase one together. We used to exchange notes. We used to call each other, and we used to discuss different topics. That's how we prepared phase one. For phase two, we used to literally prepare questions. So
Okay.
we should have questions on flagship schemes prepared. We should have question on budget. So if they have announced something in budget, so there is PM Gati Shakti, so you have to have a question on that. So there is G20 happening, you have to have a question on that. So we
Yeah.
used to prepare questions. We used to exchange questions. She used to give me, I used to give her. We used to write answers. We used to get it checked from each other. And that's how we prepared phase two. Comprehensive preparation, literally comprehensive we did, because we made sure that
Right.
every flagship scheme is covered in our answers. Every new initiative is covered in our answer. Static topics like animal husbandry. There is a plant, there is a
Plantation and horticulture.
exactly, plantation and horticulture. So all those things are covered in your answers. So that's how we prepared.
Right.
So it was very helpful. Like this preparation was very helpful. Unfortunately, she was not able to clear phase two, but I know that, I trust that, like I have that faith that she must have gone by a few marks only, because
Yeah.
we our preparation was on same level. So that was something different from last year this time. So that's
Right.
how I prepared for phase two.
And one key takeaway from this phase two preparation, which Harshala has done, is for you all that analyze your mistake as well. What the worst mistake, or the some of the people, what they do, the aspirants, that they give mock test, they just look at the answer, but they don't analyze where they are going wrong. And that actually the purpose of mock test to let you know where are you going wrong. And you, if you don't check that, you will not get the best outcome or benefit out of it. All right.
Yes, right.
So, like the topics that that you said that you and your friend you used to make the questions and then you used to write answer on that, right? So that was for the
Yes.
subjective portion, the descriptive part. But there is
Hmm.
objective also that comes. So for that, did
Okay.
you use to just revise the previously made notes only, or you focused more on descriptive?
So for phase two objective, the questions are deep.
Hmm,
So, for example, you have a question on Manrega, MG Narega
hmm.
scheme. So, for phase one, they'll ask a very basic thing about MG
Key
Narega. So,
feature
maybe what
component.
percent days are
Hmm,
okay. So, which state is, the
hmm,
highest, which state has the highest payment, daily wage
hmm,
under the
hmm,
MG Narega. For phase two, what will they do? They'll go very deep into the scheme,
hmm,
very deep, and they'll give you a passage. So,
hmm,
it will have your basic things related to scheme. They
hmm,
have, if they have done any additions, then it will also have that, and you will get a passage and you will get 2 to 3 questions on that passage. So for
hmm,
phase 2 current affairs, sorry, for phase 2 the objective part, what you have to do is you have to prepare things in deep.
hmm,
Your flagship schemes, be it your flagship schemes, be it your ARD, the static portion, you
hmm,
have to go into technicalities of that.
hmm,
So there was, I think, one question on, I think it was related to agriculture science only. So
hmm,
soil science was there. So there were, chemical components, the name of those, the processes they were asked. So you have to go deep for phase two. For phase one, it is okay to read from above and understand things, but for phase two perspective, you have to go deep. You have to understand the things from very scratch, then only you
hmm,
will be able to attempt the phase two this
hmm.
objective. So you have, whatever you are doing, you have to go deep.
Right. So, so you from initial time only you made in-depth notes.
Yes, yes. So what
All right.
happened is, okay, so I am not a beginner. Okay,
Hmm.
so I
Hmm.
have been preparing notes from 3 years, and I have been
Yeah.
attempting test like exam from
Hmm.
3 years. So I had a basic knowledge. Okay, what level they are expecting me to do.
Yeah.
So I had prepared my notes in that sense only.
True. And every year
Yeah.
you can add extra data points, like
Yes.
whatever
Yes.
you felt like, okay, this seems to be important, or
Yes.
this have been asked in last year. So
Yes,
related
I
things.
used to add that. If you see my notes, they are very, messy, and you won't get anything from it. But yes, for me, they are the things that for because of which I have been able to
Yeah.
clear the exam.
True.
That you will find each and every detail. It is written in very small font because I had space crunch. I did not want to add it in any other note. I wanted on that page only. So
Yeah.
I'll show I'll show you once. I'll send you photos for your reference. Then you'll understand what it is.
Yes, yes. All right. And if you talk about the after like phase two was done, so were you confident and you started preparing for interview, or you were first waiting for the results to come?
Frankly speaking, I was very dicey. So I was going
Mm.
through a lot then. Actually, my health issues were very much. So what happened
Okay.
was my stress level had increased a lot because
Mm.
I was not able to clear any of the examinations,
Yeah.
and my face was full of acne for 2 years continuously. So it was
Mm.
inflated like a round. So my face is oblong, but it was round then. My
Yeah.
weight had increased. I used to exercise a lot, but nothing helped. Whatever, like I used to dedicate time for anything. I used to think that okay, I'm wasting time, I should be
Mm.
investing this in study. Okay, whatever I
Yeah.
said earlier, that you should be giving your time for yourself, it is
Mm.
very easy said than done. That I
Yeah.
have, everybody else would recommend me, Harshila, you should give some time to yourself, take a
Mm.
break, breath, have some breathing space, then you will be able to start afresh. But that never happens because your subconscious mind will always
Mm.
think about, okay, I'm not able to clear this exam, okay, what next,
Yeah.
which exam should I focus on, okay, so
Mm.
what went wrong, okay, I have prepared this much, I prepared a whole day, I used to say 24/7, then what went wrong, so is there anything wrong with me. So these things, these thoughts will like they will be there, round the clock in your head, and that will impact your health. So at the end, I was not able to sleep at the night. I
Mm.
used to, my brain used to, get very, tired entire day. studying, reading, but still I was not able to sleep at night. So those were the things I was facing at the end. And I was okay. So from being in that state, I was not able to think about the exam, that whether I will clear the
Yeah.
exam or not. So like I earlier said, there is no guarantee that you will clear it, because you do not
Mm.
know what candidates are there surrounding you and what level they are prepared for. So
True.
you have no idea, okay, so what answers they have written, what answer you have written, and whether they are, at par with them or not. So there is no, so I had no guarantee that I will clear, to be very
Mm.
frank. So you will have to have the options in front of you. You
Mm.
cannot, be dependent on one exam, okay, that I
Yeah.
am going to clear this and my life is sorted. After that, you have to think one step ahead. So I
Yeah.
was looking for a job. No, I had joined a job actually then.
Mm.
So I was a working candidate. By the time I got phase two result, I was already working, because
Okay.
I had to. I had
Mm.
no other option. That was the only way I thought to heal. And I
Mm.
I was planning to take a break of some
Mm.
time, and then I would have started again if I had
Yeah.
not cleared this time. So that was my plan. But suddenly phase two result came. Fortunately, I was able to clear, and unfortunately, my friend was not able to clear.
Mm.
So I felt a bad, like, because we had prepared together. So she was not able to clear, but I am sure that she will clear next time.
Yeah.
So I have a faith in her. So okay, then my I was already working then, so I had not much time left for interview preparation. But what I understood from last year's interview preparation, that I was clear what I have to go through. Like, you
Yeah.
have to go through your NABARD website, so you have to go
Mm.
through the functions, you have to read the reports, NABARD report,
Mm.
then there is PLP, then there is SFP. So these things I had not, like, I did not have to waste time in these things. So to
Yeah.
ask someone, okay, what should I prepare? What should I do?
Mm.
Because I live it, because I had gone through it. So that is, I think, this is the way how your experience help you save time. Like, this time I had no time. So, but I knew in subconscious mind, okay, so these things I have to cover. These things
Mm.
are very uh, important. So like that only, on I think 17th of February, they announced the interview dates, and 27th of February was mine interview, the first day, first show, as always. So 10 days I had. I went through the report. I prepared report very well this time, because last time I knew that I had not prepared report.
Yeah.
So I had not got any questions from report, but I had not prepared report, that I knew. So this
Mm.
time I started preparing report from starting itself, when we had no result, like the phase two result was not out. So my friend and I, we used to prepare. So she also had prepared report this time. I also had prepared. We went through PLP, SFP. So one revision to PLP and SSP, and report. I think 2-3 times I had read already before the interview. So once dates were out, interview dates were out, I started revising that. I went through the
Yeah.
NABARD. Then I prepared HR questions. I prepared questions from my biodata, from my educational background, from my project, whatever extracurricular I have done. So once you are in the interview, like, you have been to the interview, you know that the questions will derive from your answer. So you have to be truthful to your question answers. I have I have heard this, or some have told me, okay, my this one's answer was not good, so they have told me to revise this answer, and this answer is very basic, so you should have some impactful answer. So
Mm.
one girl had called me and asking, okay, it was her interview 2 days ahead, and she called me and said, oh Didi, can you please help me? So I said, what happened? So she said, okay, so I was preparing for interview, but somebody told me that your answers are not effective, and you should modify your answers, and you should make them more impressive and all. So I told
Yeah.
her, Dekh, see, you have to have your answers very basic. Maybe they are very basic, but they are your answers. They
Yeah.
are unique to yourself. And if any cross question happens based on those answers, and those answers are made up, then you will
Mm.
not be able to handle your cross
True.
questioning.
Mm.
So your interview is your conversation. So
Mm.
whatever answer you give, it is
Mm.
for them. It is real. It is specific to you. So they will derive uh, the questions from your
Mm.
answer only.
Yeah.
So be it very basic, give your true answer. So you
Mm.
will be handled to you will be able to handle the
Able to.
cross
Mm.
questioning like that. So
Mm.
for interview I will tell that you don't have to go through others questions, that what questions she got, what question
Hmm.
he got. Okay, so I should, what people do, they leave their their preparation, they run behind the interview questions of other
Other
candidates.
people.
So
Yeah.
that should not happen. Okay, you can refer to their, okay, this was asked, this was asked, okay, that you can do, but you should
Hmm.
never run behind others answers, questions, because
Hmm.
your interview is your personal experience. You
Hmm.
should focus on your strengths, your weaknesses, what questions you can get. You should focus on that. So I
Hmm.
had prepared my questions. My own questions were there, and for each questions I had multiple answers, because
Hmm.
when in the starting, this happens with everyone. You do not know that why you want to do NABARD. You do
Hmm.
not know. You give yourself these questions. You prepare an answer. Then think on that answer. You will get multiple answers. You will
Right.
get them. Okay, this is reality. I have got I have for each question I have multiple answers, and one of it is true, because
Hmm.
you know when you start thinking about it, then you get to know, okay, this is the reason, this is the reason, and this is my final answer. So that is how you get your own answers. You ask yourself. You don't have to ask anyone outside that what should be this, what should be that. You ask yourself. You continuously brainstorm about this, and you will get your answers. That
Hmm.
is that is what I have understood from my interview preparation.
Right. And
Yeah.
how was your main interview and how different was it from the last year's?
Okay, from last year's so last year, one thing that one cross questioning, like, see, they want to see your confidence as well.
Yeah.
So I think they had asked me social and economic. So they had asked me economic issues of agriculture, and
Hmm.
I have given one answer, and that chairman sir said, okay, this is the social issue. I had asked you the economic issue.
Hmm.
So okay, I had converted it. Okay, so sir, from because of this happens, and this is the economic issue. So this is the economic issue
Hmm.
of
Hmm.
agriculture. So what I meant is you should be able to, like, you should be able to justify your answers. So
Yeah.
it is not just that you gave the answer and they will give you second question. No, they will cross question you from your self given answers. So be
Hmm.
little confident and be truthful to yourself and to your answers. Don't bluff, don't fake anything. They are very senior persons. They'll catch you
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
this, literally. They'll and so what happens is the confidence, your confidence gets vanished, literally gets vanished. And even if you get, if you know the answers to questions that follows, you will not be able to answer them. So my first learning, the outcome was you have to be truthful to your answer. Secondly, you have to carry that confidence while answering. So tell yourself, okay, this is the answer that I know. Okay, I'll tell them. If it is not correct, then I will, okay, accept that. Okay, it is not correct. But
Yeah.
don't bluff anything. Stick to your answers and be confident over it. So that
Hmm.
is one thing I understood. The second thing is I was a little, underconfident, or I would say I was little afraid. Maybe
Hmm.
I had not that confidence in the interview. So the last, because it was my first interview overall, and you're sitting in front of panel, and so you have to have a lots of mock maybe, or try talking to you, looking at the mirror. So
Hmm.
see it yourself. How do you answer? How are your expressions? Talk to your family members, talk to your friends. The more you talk and the more you practice, you'll be able to clear. So last year what happened is, I had given mocks, but I was not confident in mocks as well, so my mocks
Okay.
didn't go well. So I feel that I was not very much confident. I was little scared for the interview.
Hmm.
Maybe because of that, I did not got good marks. I got 30 out of 50. If I'm not, yes, 30 out of 50 I scored in interview. But it is always about your written marks, right? So your final total is your written marks plus your interview. So I think my written was also not that good. It was on
Yeah.
average, or basic, or maybe it was on border. So I was not able to clear the overall cutoff. I left it by 8 marks. So I failed by 8 marks last year. This time I was more confident in the interview, because I knew. See, last year what happened? Everything started from scratch, and I was preparing on my own.
Yeah.
I had not joined any, because there were, there were financial restraints. You cannot have everything for you. You had, you have, like, you are not working. So you have, brought
Yep.
time from your family. Okay, I want time and I want to prepare for this.
Yeah.
So you cannot ask for finance for everything. Okay, so I have to
Yeah.
join test series, or I have to join this class and all. So I was preparing on my own. So I think that little guidance was less. Maybe that was overall. But this time I was more prepared, because I had learned many things from my last failure.
Yeah.
So maybe because of those, I was little confident. I knew what I had to prepare. I knew what I had to do. Maybe because of that, I was a little confident in the interview and in the written test also. So for
Right.
a written test, I had prepared a lot. That I know. So
Hmm.
maybe not interview. If not interview, my written test had gone very well.
Yeah.
That I can say.
And what, like, all the questions were from your biodata only, or were they related to NABARD?
Okay, so I got a few questions, like half of the questions were related to my biodata, because my final year project was related to agriculture.
Okay.
So firstly, they asked, like, myself is the common question. Then they asked I am a mechanical engineer.
Hmm.
So they asked me about the connection of mechanical engineer and NABARD. Agriculture, basically. What agriculture and mechanical engineer, like there are cold storages. So
Hmm.
there is, the technical things. There are some
Hmm.
technical things, digital agriculture and all that. So questions were related to that. Then the questions were related to my project. So
Hmm.
I got many cross questions related to my project. So,
But were you expecting, because you have done graduation like way back, it's been years, but so were you expecting that they
2016.
might ask? Yeah.
Yes, yes, I was expecting, because mechanical engineer to NABARD to
Hmm.
agriculture. So it's
Hmm.
like for them it is 360-degree. So they
Hmm.
would always want to know, ki, what are you doing here? So I
Yeah.
was expecting that. So
Hmm.
yes, I was expecting it. But anyhow, I had prepared my answers, like I'll connect my mechanical engineering to agriculture, and my project was similar. So
Hmm.
I had something to talk about, and they wanted to know about it.
Yeah.
So that's how our conversation went. So half of the interview was based on my project,
Hmm.
and otherwise they asked me about report this time. So report was asked, then the some technicalities about report. Then they asked me about digital agriculture. Then what NABARD is doing for it. What are
Hmm.
the initiatives? So all like these questions I got this time.
All
So I
right.
was
All right.
able to tackle the questions.
And were you happy this time? Means you were confident. Were you happy after the interview that it went well, or you became self-critical, thinking, that maybe I could have said this or that?
So that happens every time. So when you
Hmm.
are in the interview, actual interview, if even if you know the answer, you are not able to answer it then, and later on,
Hmm.
you sometimes what happens is you are not able to understand the question.
Hmm.
Maybe sometimes the question is deep. You answer it with
Yeah.
your own understanding, and then when you think about the question, this is
Hmm.
normal human tendency. When you think about the questions, then you understand, oh, okay, they wanted to ask this, they were
Yeah.
expecting this, so I think my answer is not good. So that happened with me with 2 3 questions, but overall I was happy because my interview went little long than last time. So
Hmm.
overall, I knew that okay, this interview is little long.
Better.
So I
Hmm.
was like satisfied. Not
Hmm.
I wouldn't say I was happy, but I was satisfied than my last interview. So that was the difference
Right.
with two
So,
interviews.
so your interview was on first day, so definitely you would have to wait longer for the results. So how was that time period?
So okay, so I was in job, so I had not much time to think about it. But yes, as soon as the last interview was
Hmm.
over, then I started to have anxiety about this. Okay, the result can come anytime. What if my name
Anytime.
is not there? What
Yeah.
will I do and all that? So I had started getting little anxiety about it. But on the result day, I remember that I opened the result. Uh, I was very afraid to
Yeah.
copy paste my number and see it. So what I did was I just opened the sheet and I was looking for my series, my number. Okay,
Hmm.
is it there? Is it there? So it was not there.
Hmm.
So in my series, there were no there was not any number there.
Yeah.
So there was 19, there was there was 20, but 19 I could not see anywhere. So my series
Hmm.
was I think 18 or 19. It was not there. So
Hmm.
I closed it, and I went to the washroom. And
Hmm.
I was standing in the front of the mirror, and I said, okay, let's check once again. I'll now paste it. Okay, anyhow, my
Yeah.
name is not there. so it is okay. Let's check it once again and let's confirm it to myself. Okay, I'm not there. So I opened the sheet. It my number was in front of my eyes. So I
Okay.
said, okay, is it my number? Is it my number?
Yeah.
Then what I did, I went to my admit card. I copied that number. I pasted, and it was there. So I checked twice. Okay, it was there.
Mhm.
So I called my brother and I said, okay, I have cleared. So he
Cleared,
was like,
yeah.
okay, send me the result. He was very happy. He was way too
Yeah.
happy. I remember. So I sent him, and he
Mm.
checked, and they all were congratulating me.
Yeah.
So it was very
And
nice
you must
moment.
have taken that deep breath that you
Yes,
have held it for so
exactly.
many years.
Yes. But after that, like after 2, 3 days, I was like, okay, I have nothing to do now. Okay. Because my routine was, okay,
Yeah.
I have to go
Study.
to the job and then I have to
Mm.
go to the library and study and study and study. So there was a
Mm.
sudden, break in that thing. So I was not able to digest it,
Yeah.
of course, because so many with so many years of
Mm.
that routine, and it suddenly breaks, then it feels little weird,
Mm.
maybe weird in positive way. I don't know,
Mm.
but it feels like that. Okay, so I'm not doing any PIB now, so I am
Yeah.
not revising any scheme now. So
Right.
that happens, but okay, that was for a positive, positive thing. So that's how it went.
Yeah. Now you would have new things to do.
Huh, maybe I'll I'll focus on my hobbies now.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah,
True. True.
yeah.
All right. So that was the journey of Harshila from becoming an NABARD Grade A officer from just an aspirant. And we wish you very good luck for your future endeavors. And at the end, I would like you to say something to the aspirants who are preparing for NABARD Grade A examination and who are also going through this aspirant phase.
Okay. So what I have to tell you is that have faith in yourself. That is the first thing, and that is the very important thing you should have. Second thing is, no one believes that okay, whether I'll be doing it or whether I'll not be able to do it. But remember one thing always. Whatever you are doing in your life, maybe it is study, maybe this is NABARD, maybe it is anything else, you have to give your 100% to it.
Yeah.
Otherwise it is not happening, it is never going to happen. So you have to ensure that you give your 100% to it. Thirdly, if it is not happening, always learn to take a step back, think about it, rethink, and start afresh. Be it whatever, be it your NABARD preparation, be it anything else. And always, I'll again say, have faith in yourself. And whatever you're doing, give it your 100%.
100%.
That's it. That's my rule. That's my rule, because if I am preparing for any examination
Yeah.
and if I'm not prepared enough, I won't go to the examination at all. So that will there be there that will be there in my mind always, forever,
Mm.
that if I am doing that, even if I have 15 days, even if I have 10 days, even if I have to sacrifice my sleeps, even if I have to sacrifice my other works, I have to do it entirely. If not,
Mm.
then I'll not do it. So that
Mm.
is my rule. I don't know what others have in their mind, but that is what I have followed entire my life, like entire my preparation journey.
And it worked
So
for you.
yes, it worked. It did. It
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So thank you again for joining. And again, yeah, wish you all the very best for your future.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.